So let us discuss transformation of a random variable. Transformation is used to convert a given random variable x into another random variable y, and it is denoted as y is equal to t of x. Okay, where t represents the transformation and t may be linear, non-linear, state case and segmented. Okay. So the transformation of x to y. So what is that we are doing? We are giving x as the input so that the transformation will convert the random variable x into the y. Okay, where x is the having probability density function fx of x, and it is converted to another random variable y with the probability density function fy of I. Okay, so the transformation of x to y is shown in this figure. Okay, it is given like this. Okay, so here we need to consider three cases. When you are converting any random variable x into y, okay, how this will be converted here? It will be converted by three methods. Okay, so there are three ways to do this conversion. Say for example, if x and t both are continuous, okay, so t may be either monotonically increasing or decreasing with x. Okay, then how will be y? How do you get y? That we will be discussing first. Okay, then if x and t are continuous and t is non-monotonic, so if t is either increasing not decreasing, okay, non-monotonic means it is non-linear. Okay, in that case how do we get y? Okay, and third case is x is discrete, t is continuous. Okay, so in this case how will be the y? Okay, so this we are going to discuss. Okay, so when we are converting a random variable x into y, we have to consider three cases. The first case is both x and t both are continuous, where t is monotonically increasing or decreasing. Monotonically increasing or decreasing means that it is linear. Okay, so what are the different classification of t? T may be linear, non-linear, staircase or segmented. Okay, there are four classifications for T. Okay, linear, non-linear, staircase or segmented. Okay, so if T is linear, okay, and means that if T is monotonically increasing or decreasing, then if X and T both are continuous, in that case, how we get Y? Okay, that is our first case. And for example, if T is non-linear, so it is non-monotonic. Okay, x is continuous. In that case, how will be getting y? That is the second case. And third case is that x is discrete, t is continuous. Okay, these are the three cases we are going to discuss. Okay, so the first case is monotonic transformation of continuous random variable. So here we discuss monotonic transformation of continuous random variable. So what is that monotonic? Monotonic means linear. Either it is increasing linear or decreasing linear. Okay. So we will be considering two cases here. Monotonically increasing and monotonically decreasing. When we say it is monotonically increasing, for example, if you take a function like this, okay. So the function is given like this. Here we are taking two values, okay, x1, this is x1 and this is x2. These are the two values here. So the value at x1 is tx1, the value at x2 will be tx2. Okay, so this is the value at x1, so this is tx1, it is the value at x2, this is tx2. Okay, these are the two cases here. What is that here? We have selected x1 is less than x2. No, x1 value is less than x2. So what is tx1 value? Tx1 value is also less than tx2. So if you have a function like this, that is tx1 value is less than tx2 for x1 less than x2, then it is called monotonically increasing transformation. Okay, and similarly, so here we have a function like this here. Whatever I'm drawing here, just check this function, and the function is given like this here. So if you take two values here, say x1 is this and x2 is here. Okay, and what is x1 value? X1 value again less than x2 value. Now if you measure what is the value at x1, this is tx1. Okay, the value at x1 is tx1 and value at x2 will be tx2. Okay, now if you measure these values, we can observe that the value at tx1 is is greater than tx2, no? The value at tx1 is greater than tx2, yes or no? So if you have the function like this is called monotonically decreasing function. So what is that? Tx1 greater than tx2 for x1 less than x2, then what is this called? It is called monotonically decreasing function. Okay, so like that we have monotonically increasing function as well as monotonically decreasing function. Okay, now we'll see the monotonically, we'll take monotonically increasing function. Okay, so here assume that t is continuous and differentiable for all values of x. Now if you differentiate the t with respect to x, we get a some value. Okay, differentiable, it is able to differentiable with respect to x. Okay, and is that probability density function fx of x is not equal to 0. Okay, so then any other random variable y have a value y naught corresponds to x naught of x as shown in the figure. Now you take any value x naught, for every value x naught we will be getting some value y naught. So there is a value y naught for every x naught. So how do you get this? We get due to this transformation. This transformation will convert x into y. Okay, so this function just now we have discussed, no? So this function is called monotonically increasing function, and we have observed that this function is what? It is continuous and it is also differentiable with x. And what is the probability density function of x will be not equal to 0. In that case only we will be getting y for every value of x naught. Okay, now you see here this figure, how do you write this transformation? Y can be written as t of x. Okay, now what is y naught now? Y naught is nothing but t of x naught. So y naught will be equal to t of x naught. And how do you write x naught? X naught will be t inverse of y naught. Okay, so what is t inverse? T inverse is called inverse of the transformation t. Okay, so just now in the previous class we have discussed that. So if t is the transformation, that will convert x into y. So we are giving x as the input, we are getting output as y. Okay, so x is converted to y by using transformation t. Now we are using the transformation t inverse. Okay, what it will do? It will convert y to x. Okay, you give a y as the input, what is that? We will be getting x as the output. So this is called inverse transformation. We are giving in output, we are getting input. Okay, so this is called inverse transformation. So here this transformation, just now we have discussed that for every value of x there is a value for y, yes or no? So this is called one-to-one correspondence between x and y. So there is a one-to-one correspondence between x and y. Okay, so the probability of event y less than or equal to y naught must be equal to what? The probability of the event x is less than or equal to x naught. So see this figure. Now if you consider y is less than y naught now. If y is considered less than y naught, what are the values of x we have? We have the values of x such that x is less than or equal to x naught. We will be getting all these values for y is less than or equal to y naught. We are getting values x is less than or equal to x naught. So the probability of y less than or equal to y naught will be equal to what? Probability of x is less than or equal to x naught. Okay. So that is why probability of y less than or equal to y naught is equal to probability of x is less than or equal to x naught. So we know that what is probability of y less than or equal to y naught? Probability of y less than or equal to y naught will be written as fy of y naught, and probability of x less than or equal to x naught can be written as fx of x naught. Yes or no? So we know what is the formula for fy of y naught. Fy of y naught can be written as integral minus infinity to y naught f fy of y dy, that is equal to integral minus infinity to x naught. Okay, so fx of x dx. So we know that what is this? This is the probability distribution function, whereas this is the probability density function. Okay, now what is x naught? So we know that what is x naught? X naught is equal to T inverse of y naught. Okay. See here, what is x naught ma? X naught will be equal to T inverse of y naught. So in the place of x naught, we'll be substituting T inverse of y naught. Okay, integral minus infinity to y naught fy of y dy is equal to integral minus infinity to T naught y naught fx of x dx we get. Okay, what we do here, we differentiate this equation with respect to y naught. Okay, and we'll be applying Leibniz rule. Okay, so now if you differentiate this with respect to y naught, okay, so what we get, d by dy naught. Okay, we are just differentiating both sides of this equation with y naught. Okay, so by dy naught integral minus infinity to y naught fy of y dy is equal to what, d by dy naught integral minus infinity to T inverse y naught fx of x dx. Okay, now we see what is Leibniz rule. Okay, so the Leibniz rule is given like this here. Just see this. This is the equation. Here we have two variables, but in our derivation we have only one variable. Okay, so d by dx of integral a of x to b of x f of x comma t dt can be written as. See here in this function f, we have to substitute upper limit. Okay, so that is f of x b of x. Okay, and differentiate upper limit, so b of x with x, so differentiate upper limit with x, that is the first term we get. What we have to do in the first term, substitute the upper limit, differentiate the upper limit with x, what is that we are doing here, and the second term minus, substitute the lower limit in the function and differentiate lower limit with respect to x, plus what is that next we get the same integral, but partial differentiation of this function. Okay, same integral a of x to b of x dou by dou x of f of x comma t dx. Okay, so what we have to do, just see this equation here. So in this equation what we have, see here d by dy naught integral minus infinity T inverse of y naught fx of x dx. So what is first step we have to do, substitute the upper limit in the function, that is fx of T inverse y naught, and differentiate upper limit with y naught. So dt inverse of y naught by dy naught minus, substitute the lower limit in fx of x, that is fx of minus infinity, differentiate lower limit with y naught. So we know that fx of minus infinity is 0, so the second term will become 0. And what is the third term? Third term will be integral minus infinity to T inverse y naught and partial differentiation of fx of x. Okay, so partial differentiation with respect to y naught, okay, of fx of x dx. Since this fx of x does not have any y naught term, so the partial differentiation will become 0. So what we'll be having finally, we'll be having only the first term. What is the first term? In fx of x, substitute the upper limit, that is T inverse y naught and dt inverse y naught by dy naught. Okay, and this is for particular value of y naught, this we are getting for particular value of y naught. Now what we do, instead of y naught, substitute y. So if you substitute y, we get fy of y is equal to fx of T inverse y dt inverse y by dy, and we know that what is x, x is nothing but T inverse y. So in the place of T inverse y we will be substituting x. So fy of y is equal to fx of x dx by dy. Okay, so this is this is the probability density function of the output random variable if a random variable x is given, which is transformed to output y. Okay, so now we'll see what is the case for monotonically decreasing function. Similarly, for monotonically decreasing function, the figure is given like this. Okay, now if you find out what are the values of x we have for y less than or equal to y naught. Okay, so if y is less than or equal to y naught, what we have? We have x is greater than or equal to x naught. Okay, for y less than or equal to y naught, we have x greater than or equal to x naught. Yes or no? So that is why, what is that here we get? We get probability of y less than or equal to y naught will be equal to probability of x greater than or equal to x naught. Okay, so we know that from the total probability, this can be written as probability of x greater than or equal to x naught can be written as 1 minus probability of x less than or equal to x naught. Okay, now we know what is probability of y less than or equal to y naught. Y less than or equal to y naught is probability density function of y naught, that is fy of y naught, minus probability of x less than or equal to x naught is fy of fx of x naught. Okay, so it is 1 minus fx of x naught. Now we know the relation between probability density function and distribution function. Okay, so the distribution function can be written as integral minus infinity to y naught fy of y dy. So it is integral of density function fi of y. So it is equal to 1 minus integral minus infinity to x naught fx of x dx. Okay. Now just now we have discussed what is x naught. X naught is nothing but t inverse of y naught. So x naught is nothing but t inverse of y naught. So again we will be differentiating this equation with respect to y naught, and using Leibniz rule we will be writing the solution. Okay, so if you differentiate this with respect to y naught, on left side what we get? We get fy of y naught. Okay, that is equal to differentiation of 1 will be 0, no? So it is 0 minus, how do you apply Leibniz rule for this? So we have to substitute fx of x in the x place. You have to substitute upper limit, that is t inverse of y naught, and differentiate upper limit with respect to y naught. Okay, so it is fx of t inverse y naught and dt inverse of y naught by dy naught. And we know that fx of minus infinity is 0. That is why the second term will be 0. Since there is no y term here in fx, since there is no y term in fx, dy naught, that is partial derivation of fx of x, will be 0. So that is why we will be having only first term. What is the first term here? Fx of t inverse y naught dt inverse y naught by dy naught. Okay, and this can be, so this is the value for y naught. Now we write it for general case, replace y naught with y. So this can be written as fy of y is equal to minus fx t inverse of y dt inverse of y by dy. Okay, so we know that what is t inverse of y? T inverse of y is nothing but x, no? So this can be written as fy of y is equal to fx of x. Now we write this minus sign here. So it is minus dx by dy. Okay. So for monotonic transformation, see here for monotonically increasing function. So for monotonically increasing function, fy of y can be written as fy of y is equal to fx of x dx by dy. Okay. For monotonically decreasing function, fy of y can be written as fx of x minus dx by dy. Okay, so in general for monotonic transformation, fy of y can be written as fx of x into dx by dy, mod dx by dy. Okay, so mod dx by dy will be equal to dx by dy if it is monotonically increasing function. Mod dx by dy will be equal to minus dx by dy for it is monotonically decreasing function. Like that, modulus will be taking the value that is positive when it is monotonically increasing. Mod dx by dy will be taking value minus dx by dy for monotonically decreasing function.